welcome to another exciting edition of So in a Bourbon. I'm Glenn, this is Charlie. Charlie, what is this beautiful bottle we have on the bar tonight?
Tonight we're very excited to offer the newest limited release from the Jim Beam Distillery, Old Grandad 16 year.
Okay, Old Grandad 16. Charlie, have you ever had this before?
No, and neither have you, because this is the first time they've ever done this. This is a one time only, hyper-aged Old Grandad.
That's what they say, one time only. If you've ever had Old Grandad bottled in bond or Old Grandad 114, it's kind of a known, those both are known as really high quality, very affordable products.
That's right. Yep, the original kind of high rye bourbon. Trivia time. If you look at the bottle of any Old Grandad and you see that very nice old man, the Old Grandad, that is actually
Basil Hayden
Sr. That's right. Who is credited for high rye bourbon mash bills. So there's some trivia for you to spit on your friends.
Yeah, it's a beautiful bottle. It looks like the 114 bottle. It also looks like the bottle that we did, last year, the one we bought at auction. It was like in 1983.
Yeah, the National Distillers Old Grandad, which was...
that was great.
Yeah, that's excellent. And we should probably link that video someplace here. Go back and watch that. We have a special place in our heart for Old Grandad.
Absolutely.
Because we feel, both of us feel very strongly, that Old Grandad is a affordable price point, go-to bourbon. It's utilitarian, it's delicious. I think Old Grandad 114 is one of the best values in bourbon.
Couldn't disagree.
It's incredible. I will tell you, I'm a little nervous about this one.
I am too. I wasn't. Now, and I shot a little short about this. This is the one bottle this year that I really was like, I gotta have it.
Same.
Gotta have it.
We had to have it.
So last week I rushed out to Jim Beam, got there first thing in the morning. Went in, there were a bunch of them available, grabbed a bottle of Old Overhold 11, which we'll do an episode on as well, so look out for that. Well, past week or so,
a lot of comments.
We've seen some reviews come out. Now, I haven't watched any of them because I don't want to ruin my opinion of it. It seems like it's getting some bad reviews.
But even the comments in our videos of, oh, terrible, it's too expensive, this one sucked, you wasted your money. And I hate that. I hate that. I really hope, because we have looked forward to this for a long time. Really excited about this one. I really hope it doesn't disappoint.
I hope it doesn't either. $200. And if it's really a one-time release, then that's really, not a bad price, especially for a lot of people who are going to put it on their shelves and never open it. Probably sell it somewhere down the line.
Retail is around $180 at the distillery.
$200.
Let's talk color. It's a gorgeous kind of red hued to it. It is 100 proof, by the way. Should have mentioned proof, 100 proof. Mash bill, 63% corn, 27% rye, 10% malted barley. That is the Old Grandad mash bill. And as previously mentioned, it is 16 years old.
It's a beautiful color. It looks like an Oktoberfest beer.
It does. It has kind of a red-orange kind of hue to it.
It really clings to the glass.
Very oily in the glass. Let's nose
Shall
this.
we nose?
We shall. The nose is heavenly.
That is a heavenly nose. It's just, we say this all the time, that classic bourbon cola note that I love.
It smells exactly what it should smell like. It is a blast of sweetness, and then a little bit I feel like you can smell the rye. There's some pepperiness. There's a little ethanol on it, even at 100 proof, but it's a fresh pop.
But that's that's
a
to
glorious
me, that's the amount of ethanol you want.
Yeah. Great nose.
What do you think about it's 16 years old? Do you get a lot of oak on the nose?
I mean, there's
I don't get a ton.
Not a ton of char or oak. I do get almost like it's going to sound weird, like a dryness. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
That initial blast of sweetness and spice kind of got me. And now I'm excited.
All right, well, let's get into
it. Here we go.
Cheers.
Old Grandad.
You want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Well, I will say a lot sweeter than I expected up front. It's got the rye spice like you would expect. And then the oak really comes through on the finish. And it's got a long finish. Not super complex, but it's got everything there that you're looking for in a bourbon. Got a little bit of chocolate on the finish. Spices right in the middle, sweetness up front. What do you think?
I'm going to tell you what I think.
No, you never have anything to say about anything, Charlie.
I don't know how someone could drink that and say that that is not good, or that is not, you know, you don't want to say, okay, it's not the best bottle of bourbon you've ever had, this, that, and the
Sure.
other, but I talk a lot about this, and if you watch our channel, I'm sorry, I'm going to tell you again, the whole thing with bourbon is when you're buying bourbon, you want to be rewarded. And the cheaper the bourbon, the less reward you need, right? Sometimes you're rewarded with, this is so bad, it's funny.
Right.
With something like this, you want to be rewarded in the sense that you want it to taste like what it's supposed to taste like. This tastes like really old granddad.
It does. It tastes like a vintage, you know, a dusty.
Well, and even more, I'm at age in the barrel.
The age, yeah,
like,
for sure.
Because let's cut through the crap. How much 16-year-old stuff is out there from prestige or heritage distilleries like Jim Beam and Heaven Hill and Buffalo Trace and Four Roses?
Not much.
Not much. And when they do release a 16-year, how much is it?
Quite a bit.
So what the hell are people complaining about the price point?
I don't know. I mean, especially since it's a one-time release now, if they're going to release this every single year and it's a gettable bottle for everyone.
It's 16 years
16
old.
years old.
100 proof. Old granddad high rye mash bill. I don't understand like what you bourbon people want them to do. Because if it was in a box that opened like this and it was 100% corn and it was from Heaven Hill, you guys would be lined up around the corner
had a buffalo
for
on it.
$1,000. This to me, the most negative thing I can say is it's not very sweet. I didn't get a ton of sweetness on the front. I feel like it went right into dark, deep oakiness. Like that oakiness kind of socks you in the face. But for someone, and I'll speak for myself, it's been a while since I've had something this age at this proof.
Nose it again. The nose is really calmed down. You get a lot of caramel.
Yeah.
So let me try it again because
We're gonna drink
I
again.
thought it was sweeter
We're
than
gonna
I
drink
expected it to be.
And your results may vary, right?
See, I get like almost a
I got it that
covered,
time.
like a
I got
caramel apple.
I got it that time. I don't get apple. I get dark chocolate caramel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more dark chocolate. The caramel is there. It is really oaky.
It is, and it's a really nice oaky finish because a lot of those hyper-aged products, it's too much oak. I don't like it.
Yep.
That's perfect, man. That's
This kind of like, if there was an oak scale, right? It kind of ramps up. Mm-hmm. It doesn't go too far. It doesn't like dry your whole mouth out and kind of like you chewed on a stick. And then it just maintains. That's your finish. Your finish is dark chocolate, charred barrel oak, and it just sits and lasts a while.
I think they proofed it perfectly, whereas some of the Jim Beam Knob Creek products that have been put out lately, the hyper age, like the 18-year, I felt like it should have been a little higher proof, but this was proofed perfectly because I think if it were any higher with that oak, it would almost make it unpleasant.
Yeah.
But I think it's perfect right where it is.
I agree with you. I like it. I like it a lot. At 100 proof, you could still pour it over a big ice cube. You could add a couple drops of water in it. It's a really nice. I don't understand. Like if you're mad about spending $200 and it like, well, let's just get into it.
Don't spend $200 on a bottle if you expect it to change your life.
Yes.
It's most likely not going to do that.
Beat me to it. If you're expecting enlightenment, right? Like if you want enlightenment and to understand the world and the powers of the universe and it to change your life, and you'll cry and you'll be able to tell everybody it's the best thing you ever tasted, and you'll taste all the. That's not how it works, baby. Like, it's gonna taste like bourbon. It should taste like the bourbon that you're buying. This does.
Have I had better bourbons that I've spent less on? Yes.
It's subjective, right? What if we did this?
Let's do this.
What if we did this? What if we compared it to a $26, I don't know if you can see this, it's a $26 bottle of Old Grandad 114, which is one of my personal favorites. Let's just see.
And we probably should have compared it to the 100 proof bottled in bond, but
Well,
that's a wet cork.
that's
right
a
there,
wet
buddy.
cork. Let's just see, because I want to see if that oakiness really comes through. There's a substantial difference in color.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Yeah,
not. I guess
the 16
114
is pretty dark.
about a shade
The
dark.
114 is still puts a great ring around the glass. A little lighter in color. See, that's so much sweeter. It's just so much more sweet on the nose.
It is.
It doesn't have that depth.
A little more ethanol.
Yep. Well, 14 proof higher.
You definitely
blah, blah, blah.
don't get that blast of cola,
Yep.
classic, all the classic
It
bourbon
is-
notes.
There
they
is
did.
not a depth. Oh my gosh, yeah. Like there is not a depth
Oh,
of
yeah.
flavor.
You can tell.
Yes.
So easy.
Yeah.
And you can smell the barrel on this one now.
Oh
Or you
man.
can't. You don't really get that on the 114.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. One of the better noses that
Yeah.
I mean of the last year.
Especially for a Jim Beam product. Right?
I mean, yeah, it's still high rye. It's still Old Grandad. All right, let's taste some 114. Cheers. One of my favorites.
Just reminds me why I love Old Granddad 114 so
Love
much.
Grandad 114.
It's a great bottle.
Yep. I love this bottle more now after
Yep.
drinking this one, because if you ever drank one of your favorites and you're like, man, I wish it was older. I wonder what it tastes like if it was older. Now you know. And yes, it's $200 and I get it. But where are you buying 16-year-old bourbon for $50?
The 114, the finish is, I don't remember it being like this before, but I'm not loving the finish on the 114. It's bitter.
It does have a little spicy bitterness to it.
Where
It
this
may
is-
be because we drank that first.
Maybe. Where this
So-
is, well, this is oaky, it's not bitter.
Yeah, it's not bitter. I really like this bottle.
There's so much more depth to the nose and the palate on the 16. So I don't know, maybe I'll go and watch these reviews now that we've done this, just because I'm curious to see what they say about it. What
You think it's all clickbait?
Who knows? Probably. Didn't work on me, guys. I am curious to see, though, what people are saying about it, because I can't find anything wrong with this.
I'll tell you what I think is wrong with it is I think bourbon people expect, because it's Old Grandad, you need to put some respect on Old Grandad's name.
Put some respect on that
Put some
name.
respect on it. This is not, I know it's a budget bourbon, but it is so much more than that. It is the original high rye. It's so good. The bonded, the 114, this is a great bottle. It really is.
It
It's
is.
16 years old. It's oaky. It's proofed right. It's sippable. It has a depth of flavor. Now, it's not overly complex.
No, it doesn't have, what's your favorite?
Cascading flavor.
flavors.
No, it's pretty straightforward. But if I bought something that costs this much, I'd want it to taste like what it's supposed to taste like. If I open this and it tastes like bubblegum and Skittles, I'd probably throw it against a wall. I want it to have some oak. I want it to have some character. I want it to have some of that old kind of funkiness, and it does. That's a good bottle.
And we talk about it all the time. Our sweet spot for age is usually in that 6 to 8,
Yep.
maybe 10-year range.
Yep.
So for something that's twice the age that's really in our sweet spot to hold up like this.
Yeah. And maybe that's it. Maybe people
Maybe
are
it is.
so used to having readily available 5 to 7 or
Could
5
be.
to 8
Could
year
be.
that they have forgotten and have lost that experience of what that's hyper aged bourbon, what it tastes like.
And I wonder, it's age stated 16 years. There may be barrels in here that are 18, 19, 20 years old. We don't know. 16 is the youngest, right?
It's really good. I mean,
it's really good.
just, the worst part about that bottle is not drinking it.
It's that we're not going to be able to get it again.
Yeah,
Although,
yeah.
hey, all of you people who are trashing it, if you want to get rid of your bottle, reach out.
Yeah, text me and tell me where it's at.
Make another trip up to Jim Beam.
You know what? Maybe I'll do that. Rate it. Not the 114.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Rate the 16 year.
All right.
I've already drank all mine, so I'm good. I'm comfy.
Let me palate cleanse. Let me have one more little taste.
You do that.
Why don't you tell them about our merch while I'm tasting?
Hey, would it kill y'all to click on, in our comments or go on our Instagram and buy some merchandise? We've got wonderful t-shirts. We got an election year t-shirt, make bourbon affordable again. Are you a golfer? Then buy a golf towel. Support So Into Bourbon. Do you want more hard-hitting commentary about hyper-aged bourbon? Buy some merchandise. Thank you. God bless you.
I'm going to give that an 8.3. It would be an 8.5 or higher if,
Price point.
well, not just the price point. I'm not upset with the price point because it's a one-time thing. If it had a little bit more complexity.
Okay.
But what's there is great.
I will give it an 8.5. I really like that. I think it is very difficult to get a ton of complexity out of something that's 16 damn years old. I really like that. I think it's well executed. It's an 8.5. I don't understand. I'm having a hard time understanding how someone who is into bourbon, and I understand that everybody's tastes vary. I just don't get it. I don't get how you can be like, oh, it's terrible. It's not good. Don't waste your money. I don't understand that. It tastes exactly what you would expect a 16-year-old high rye old granddad to taste.
Maybe they don't want people to buy it so that they can find it.
It's all a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy theory.
They're all against bean. They don't like basil.
All right, Charlie, let's wrap this baby up. Why don't you tell everyone what we would love for them to do?
If you want more hard-hitting Basil Hayden commentary like this, like and subscribe here on YouTube.
Yes, check us out on TikTok and Instagram at So Into Bourbon on Instagram. Sorry, Whiskey Realtor on TikTok. So Into Bourbon on Facebook. Did I cover them all?
I think that's it.
Okay. And as always, don't forget, keep those wallets loose.
And your bungholes tight. Good night, everybody.
Peace out. Right? Yeah, okay. I changed my mind. I don't want to open this.
I think it makes sense to definitely not open it. So,
bitch, Charlie. I could have sold it.
For dollars. It was a good bottle. That's a moist cork.
There's a lot of sputum that came out when you pulled it off, too.
A lot of what?
Sputum? Isn't that a word? Is that a word?
I don't know.
Sputum?
But there is
That's
not.
the stuff that comes out of your lungs.
There is not a bottle that pours better than that.
Oh,
that ginormous. Oh, I love everything about it.
People are stupid.
People are stupid. Stupid people. That's why you do this before you hit record.
Why are you waiting till now?
Well, you paid 200, retails right around 180? Okay. 3, 2, 1, action.
200.